Alright, guys, what's up, man? It's Wild Stallion. It's me, David. Bolda, I ain't been here in a long time. But, thought I heard a weird noise. Sorry, guys. It's February 25th, 2020. It's my mom's B-Day. She's 54 today. So, thought I'd make a video and, probably talk a little story about my mom and get into a little story about when I used to live in the hood over on West Warren and the west side of Detroit area. So, alright, well, first off, today my mom turned 54. She was born 1966. She is an Aquarius. And she's probably one of the strongest people that I know, mentally and physically. Not necessarily muscle-wise or anything, just as far as going through a lot in life at a young age and flipping things around and turning herself into being somebody. That's a role model. She took care of 3 kids. She always stuck by my side no matter through anything that I've ever been. I've been through a lot of shit, guys. I'm talking about stupid shit, and she still helps me out. Obviously, a parent is somebody that's there for their children. You know, there's blood donors and sperm donors or whatever you want to call them. Biological parents that are not really there, and a step parent usually takes over. As far as, you know, I've been in a similar situation before, but not quite, because I've never had custody of a kid. I don't have my own kids, so I don't know what that's like. But anyway, so long story short, hold on, let me get this jacket off. It's a little warm in here. I don't need 2 hoodies on. It was cold outside. Alright, anyway, so my mom's just always been a good influence in my life. She's never steered me the wrong way. She always tells me to strive for better. She's always been there to tell me what's right or wrong if I ever needed an opinion on anything. She's just always been there. Great lady. Seriously, she fosters dogs. We take dogs in, we help them out, and she's always looking to try to take a dog in. So if you guys ever need somebody, you could always find out about my mom. Maybe she can help you in. I mean, we live in Michigan, but anytime, anywhere. We love dogs, specifically black labs and pit bulls, but we love any dog. My mom, my dad was an alcoholic growing up, so she helped him get off alcohol through showing him that he didn't need it. And he went to jail so many times, he finally just put his faith into God and decided that it wasn't the best choice for him. And for you guys that know, alcohol is a nasty habit. It's like smoking cigarettes. It's just like something people do. I mean, I'm addicted to caffeine and smoke weed here and there, but I don't do any other hard drugs. But I could have been addicted. I have that addicted personality. If I see something that I want it. I'm gonna get it. It's so easy out where I grew up in South Dub, where you could get any drug you want. All you gotta do is ask the guy, oh, you got a weed man? Oh, you got a coke guy? Oh, you got a you know, your coke guy usually knows how to get crystal meth and crack and all that kind of stuff. But I've never messed with that. I don't know. But, I mean, that's another part of the story. We'll get to there. I'm still trying to talk about my mom. My mom's always just been that lady that always has stood so tall up to everything. She never backs down from a challenge. And she's always put her kids before everything, and that's not fair to have to do when you have a life to take care of. You can't always do things for your kids sometimes, and it's tough love. But she's shown me it now a lot more, But before, she used to cave in and enable me to do everything. If I needed $5 for this, she'd do this. If I need $100 for this, $300 for this, birthdays, things of that. And it's just like, wow, all the things that I've been through. I don't know how my mom and my dad and my parents pulled through and stayed married all these times. But you know, my dad was an alcoholic growing up, so my mom just stuck it out with him. She saw something in my dad, and she stuck with her dreams. And right now, she owns her own cleaning company, and my dad owns his own company. We live in a nice house, Harrison Township, Michigan, and they put a lot of work in this house, and a lot of their efforts is paid off in time to doing something. Then when we got a nice cottage, All Grace, Michigan, and that's what my dad's always instilled in me too: is hard work, trust, loyalty, respect, and take care of yourself. Think of you first. And I never did that growing up. I didn't know what that's like. And if I would have done those things, I probably would be a lot farther off. But I haven't done those because I always took care of everybody else. I didn't care about myself. I still really don't. I'm just getting to that level I start to care about myself now. And because of that, I can see things a little bit clearer now in perspective that I didn't used to be able to do. So it's just like, wow, all right. Now I can see fully, all right, this is what I got to do. And I should have been listening to my parents. It's not like they're telling me wrong information. Just nobody ever wants to listen to their parents growing up. They want to see what other people are doing, and boom, 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 whatever's fun. Oh, I want to go, I want to go get some pussy, or oh, shoot, I want to go smoke some weed. I mean, I never was one, oh, I want to go do some coke. I want to go drink some beers. I was never about that. But I did have my fair share of drinking. Every now and then I'll still have a drink here and there, but I don't go hardcore overload with it. I know my limits on it, but weed, I can smoke weed all day and it won't do anything to me anymore. It doesn't fog my brain like everybody else thinks it does. It actually brings my creative side. It brings out me to be more open into things and think clear-mindedly. I drive if I want to. People don't think so. Certain people that I know think that it makes you a little bit more retarded. But I don't like using that word, so slower. But honestly, some people are already slow, so when they smoke, they're like super messed up or something. I don't know. Anyways, so back to the story. Probably 2007, 2008, maybe even a little bit. Maybe even 2009. I'm pretty sure it was like at least 2007, 2008. At that time, I moved to the west side of Detroit to get with this ex-girlfriend of mine. Well, she wasn't even an ex-girlfriend at that time. She was my main girlfriend, but for this point of purpose, she is my ex, and I wanted to go live with her family, and we started a little thing. I was together with a while. I'm living out there now. I'm pretty much like the only white boy on the block. I mean, there's not too many of them just walking around with black girlfriends. I mean, nobody really did that. I mean, a lot of people do, but I mean, nobody just walks around just like it's nothing. I mean, I didn't care. I'm like, oh, nobody's going to touch me. I'm in Detroit. I'm me. Nobody's going to fuck with me. Little did I know, I mean, I'm the shortest and smallest guy. I'm not that built or anything. I'm just plain, regular guy. I mean, I got some muscles, but I mean, nothing. Look at me, my clothes are sagging off me. I mean, I'm not built or nothing. I'm not even in shape anymore as much as even if I was then. But back then, I thought I was overconfident. Something that I need to work on now. I mean, I'd rather be not as overconfident as I was, but I'd rather have some confidence than where I am right now, which I'm rebuilding. And trying to get my pride back, trying to not be a burden on people's lives, but that's for later on. So anyway, so I'm walking around all the time trying to get weed, walk around the block in the summer with her holding her hand and hugging her and put my arm on her, slapping her ass, and things like that. I mean, that the black guy looks at that and they're like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, yeah. Whatever, my girlfriend's fucking hot, fuck you, And, one day I'm walking around with her and one of her friends, and we bend a corner and I see a bunch of dudes playing basketball, and I love to hoop. I can bust out a hoop right now and boom. You know what I'm saying? Real quick fadeaway jumper on these people. A break, give me on a fast break. Give me a give and go. Put me in the paint. Post up on anybody at any time. Hit me up on a game of basketball. Bring me in. You know what I'm saying? I'm that good 6 guy. I can do some damage. I can put up 20 points, a couple rebounds. I'm a hard basketball player. So, anyways. See these dudes, there's probably 15, 20 of them playing, standing around, doing their own thing. And I'm like, hey, yo, just natural reaction. Yo, man, y'all playing good basketball game and stuff like that? And these dudes took it all offensively. They're like, yo, you who the fuck are you? Like, they throw a basketball at me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And dude sees my girl. He's like, yo, man, I'm going to fuck your girl for $20. And I was like, what? Oh, you say what, bro? And he was like, you heard what the fuck I said. And I'm like, no, listen, you're not about to do nothing. Like, you can walk up on me anytime you want, but you ain't about to fuck my girl. I'm sorry. So dude walks up on me, won't. I take my shirt off. He takes his shirt off. And dude tries to squabble up with me, so I get in my stance ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go. Ready to pop, you know what I'm saying? Give him the 1-2, and he swings. I'm back off like this. And as soon as I see it, I tell my girl, I'm like, hey, yo, run. Just run. Go home. Go. I got this. She's like, no, I ain't going to leave you here. I'm like, go. So anyways, instead of that, they push me to the floor and start grabbing her, throw her to the ground, and I'm so pissed. I just get up and boom, boom, boom. I start hitting dude in the head, and I throw him off my girl. They run. And then all the rest of the dudes are coming at me. I'm stuck in the dodging, swinging, taking punches, getting slapped, getting knocked the fuck out. And I got a couple. I grabbed this one dude by his braid, boom, give him a good uppercut. I broke this one dude's nose. I'm bleeding. I scratch marks all over me. And so, anyways, long story short, dude finally gets one good punch on me, boom, and I slip to the ground. And this other dude comes out from the ground. He's got some braids on. He has these brass knuckles. And he just walks up and pops me right across my eye. I have a scar on it. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Right here. Got a scar from brass knuckles. And realistically, look. Got it tattooed on me. Brass knuckles. And that became my favorite weapon after that. Because I'm not down with guns. I think that's some PUSSY stuff, you know what I mean? You don't need that. If you can, 2 hands. A man has 2 hands to fight with, all right? 2 hands. If you can't duck and dodge, you know what I'm saying? You can't get down with the get down, then you don't need to be a man. And so anyways, brass knuckles is the only weapon I'll carry. That's fighting dirty, but that's only if I have to. If I have to knock somebody out real quick and I want to do it without causing a scene, I'm just blow his shit out. No, I collect my brass knuckles, and that's why I'm saying. But anyways, that's another story for another time. So I get knocked out, and I get up, and all these dudes are surrounding over me, kicking me in my ribs. I'm like, fuck, get off of me. I finally get up, and I stand up, and I'm like, I'm not done yet. And they're like, you're not done yet, white boy? I'm like, nah. So I get back up. Now I'm just bleeding out of my eyes, like big as hell. Standing here, and dudes just look at me. They're like, man, fuck you, crazy ass white boy. All these people want to run up. And, they want to run up on me. And I finally just everybody runs. Like, the police comes, that's what happens. Yeah, the police comes flying up the corner, and everybody just dips, fall different directions. And I'm just standing there, I'm like, Oh, that's my dog. If you guys can't see, this is Kramer. Yeah, it's my little guy. But, so, to make a long story short, which is still going to be long anyway, you guys like the material, and I like giving you guys actual vivid details so you can kind of see what's going on. Because if you can't see what's going on, description and detail is everything. That's what people subscribe in to stories. If you can't have detail, then you don't need to be telling a story. And so, anyways, I'm sitting there, and I'm holding my eye, and these cops come up to me. They're like, what happened? I'm like, nothing. And they're like, what do you mean nothing? I'm like, nothing. I was playing basketball, and a little squabble, and nothing, They're like, all right, your eye's a little, well, big for that. I'm like, yeah, I got shoved into the basketball net, smacked my eye on the metal, and they're like, oh, all right, yeah, mm-hmm. And so, anyways, they knew it was up, but I wasn't telling them shit, because I'm not one of those type of cats. But I'll, you know what I'm saying, I'll find out that stuff later on. I'll let you know what happens later on in a different part of the story, when I see these guys again in a different, maybe even in a different video if I don't have time for it today. But anyway, so I finally, now I start walking back home to my girl's house. I'm walking down the street now. I'm gushing blood everywhere. And there's people staring at me and people seeing what happened, but nobody over there is saying nothing. They're zipper lipped. They don't say nothing to people, and that's just what they do. That they're allowed to do that. And so anyways, I walk and I'm about, I don't know, 8 or 9 blocks from her house. So I start walking up Artesian or something, and walk up to her house, and she comes up with her friend. Oh my God, you're alive. Oh my God, what happened? I'm like, yeah, man, get off of me. I'm like, you all right, baby? You know, you got no scratch? She's like, I scuffed my knee a little bit. I'm like, look at it. It's not bad. It's just like a grass-stained scuff, a little bit, no blood. I'm like, it's like a little burn. So I kiss her knee. I'm like, come here, baby. And give her a little kiss on her knee and rub it. And I'm telling her, I'm like, it's going to be all right. Sit down. And sit down. She's like, so what happened? What happened? I'm like, yeah, I just fought all these dudes, man. It's crazy. My eyes bleeding. Everything. She's like, oh my God. You want me to take you to the hospital? I'm like, no, fuck a hospital. She's like, no, you're bleeding pretty bad. And I'm like, yeah, it's all right. So anyways, I ended up calling my friend Ryan. Comes flying over in his truck. And him and his girl, they come and check me out and everything. You want to go to the hospital? I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. So anyways, I tell everybody, and I smoke a little with them. Dry blood just all over my eye. I just didn't even care at that time. I'm like, it looks better dry, and my eyes shut, so I'm probably like this. Hey guys, everything's all right. I mean, my jaw ain't fucked up, but because of my puffed out lip, it was probably like this. I can't make a puffed out lip or lip, but I'm probably bruised on this side too a little bit, so I'm a little saggy, and who knows. Back then, I was, I don't know, 22 or something. Dumb, only dumb enough to get myself in trouble, So, anyways, I think that's why my eye sags a little bit to this day over here. That's how I feel. It sags a little bit more than the other one. And I think it's because they fucked my eye socket up a little bit around here, and it could never the skin it got, I don't know. So, finally, I talked to her, and she's like, oh my God, so what's going to happen? I'm like, well, I got to go to work tomorrow. And she's like, you're not going to work like that? I'm like, yeah, I have to go to work like this. And she's like, oh my God, you're a soldier, baby. I'm like, yeah, I know. Realistically, I'm just some stupid fucking white boy that was trying to have a black girlfriend because I thought it was cool. I mean, I loved her. I really enjoyed my time with her. She was a good person. But when she got strung out into the pills, and she was a different person, and I just didn't connect with her on that level anymore, and me and her didn't get along, so she broke up with me, but we were still friends. And it was just a long story short. I mean, at that time we were together, but a little bit later on, and maybe 2 months later or so, things started getting a little bit rockier with her, but we're not going to get into stories with her. She's not with us anymore, so I don't want to talk about her too much. I mean, she was really a good person. I really loved her a lot. That was really my first main girlfriend, her, and she OD'd on some Xanax, and that was a different period in my life too. That was a dark period in my life, but like I said, we're not going to get into that. So I'm living over in west side of Detroit. I'm a white boy. I just got jumped. Telling my girlfriend now I have to go to work the next day. I have to see my parents. I have to walk around in the summer because I have a truck, but at the same time, I really don't have a license. I'm driving on a suspended license, which I didn't tell you that before. My license, my L's wasn't good. Yeah, I'm a chain smoker. I don't care. I enjoy smoking. I don't promote. I don't promote traffic. I just buy the cheap shit. But usually I'm an L&M type guy. Um, I like Marlboros. I like pretty much any cigarettes. I like non-menthol, but I don't know. Breakfast of Champions, cigarette and orange juice. You know. Anyway, so get back to the story. About 22. It's like 2008, and it's got to be around after my birthday, so like July or August. I'm pretty sure it was July or August, which is like our hotter months out here in Michigan. Um, so I gotta walk around like this because I don't like to drive in the summertime. I like to walk around and save gas, and things are close out here in the city. So things are walkable, and I want to show off my girlfriend. So that's the main thing. I like spending time with her. Driving around doesn't really do it to me. When you're a young kid, everybody wants to drive around, but I'm like, you know what? I want to enjoy my time with you, do something with you, get some exercise, enjoy the sunlight. I mean, we don't have to do it all day, every day, but I want, at least an hour, maybe 2 hours a day walking in the summer isn't bad. Now, my job was morning till about 5 o'clock, so there's still a lot of sunlight left after I get off of work in the summer. So we got, I don't know, 5:30, 6 o'clock till, I don't know, 8:39 at night, walking around doing whatever we want to do. I thought was a pretty good, thing for this girl. And I thought, it was nice, in the city. I had some friends, I used to rap out there. Used to hang out with her mom a lot, and we'd smoke a lot of bud because she would be gone doing stuff with her friends, and I'd hang out because I lived there, hang out with her mom. We'd roll up fat joints and just smoke that shit. That's when I learned about the Altoid can to put my roaches out. I learned a lot of shit. Had a little mixed drinks, just getting smashed out there, having a good old time. Love Big Mama. That's my girl. It's my home girl. Me and her go way back. That's my mama. She raised me, and I got a lot of ass whoopings too. By the way, she saw some shit, but thank God I love her to death. I love her to death, and Grandma and the whole family. We still talk every once in a while. They live out in Cali now, but yeah, that's so. Anyways, we hang out. That was our story. We used to hang out, drink, smoke weed, and drive around, watch movies, and hang out with her friends, and really pretty much just be kids. Honestly, we didn't really do too much. She was younger than me, and we had a good bond, and I think that's one of the reasons why it is what it is I'm more serious about the relationship than she was, and she was quite younger, so holding herself back, I didn't see myself doing that, but I was such a good guy that I was like, oh, we'll be friends, whatever, instead of me actually just saying move forward from here. And it wasn't so much that she was out here sleeping with guys and doing shit, but I mean, she was a promiscuous girl, but I mean, it wasn't so much about that. It was just more of I wanted to settle down at a young age so I can just start my future and build for it. And I've had my dreams shattered so many times, I don't know if I have a heart anymore. But it seems like I do. I got a lot of situations going on in my life, but the main one right now is me getting back on my feet and enjoying and loving myself and doing for me instead of for everybody else. And that's the point I am in my life right now. From rock bottom to now, I'm like 50% back on my feet. The other 50% is all about me not being lazy and continuing to keep the same pattern as me doing it as a kid. That's the difference. And learning, a mistake and learning from your mistake is continuing doing the same mistakes is you don't learn from it. So once you learn from your mistakes, then you can move forward and say, chalk it up as, what, that was my bad. But the second time, if you keep doing that, then, you're pretty much insanity. You're just going to continue to be stupid and go down the wrong path. And that's a lot of things I wish I would have followed a little bit more when I was younger. But anyways, getting a little off track here with the story. Yeah, so I'm hanging out with this chick, and we decided I decided I wanted to get a promise ring for her because it's like a promise to be engaged to get married. Like, we want to start the cycle. So I go and get this promise ring, and we get them, and I'm wearing it. I'm like, yeah, I'm so cool. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, baby. got this ring, you know, it means you can't go cheat on me. Don't go drink with other dudes. Just don't. I mean, who says that? I mean, she has family living in different states, and there's other people around. I can't fault somebody for wanting something better for themselves. But at that time, I wasn't good enough to think that way. All I thought was, I'm the best. You know, it's just like, whatever. Even though I really didn't think that way, it's how I felt inside. I just didn't tell anybody. I'm like, yeah, no problem. If you want to go ahead. Instead of me being like, what? What is wrong with you? And I always had a problem with being alone, so I always wanted a girl around. It's probably because I was a lonely attention person. I mean, I'm not an attention whore or anything, but I did. At that time, I thought I needed it. It was good for my confidence level, but really it was just a false, you know, accusation to my account of life. It just does stuff to you later on, and you believe things that you don't need to believe. So, anyways, hanging out in Detroit, I met some characters out there, and I met some connects on selling weed and getting my weed for free and always smoking. And my boy Benny, I mean, Jay Benny, I don't know, I mean, I probably shouldn't even be saying that. We'll just call him JB. JB had a nice car and his house in Detroit, and we used to flip weed out there. I mean, he did mostly by himself, but there's some times where I go in the trap house and feed these custos out here, you know what I'm saying? Have hay bales in there anytime, anywhere, hay bales. And so, you have to be loyal to the T with any of these people out here. If you fuck up, you're done, you know what I mean? So, he lives somewhere around the corner, and you know, on the side of the street for me, so it was easy walk, skip, and a jump. I mean, I wake up, boom. I wasn't working at the time. I believe at this time, I decided I didn't want to work anymore. I'm just gonna hang out and chill, you know. That's what I was doing. So I'd help JB out, and he'd be gone. I'd just be the only one allowed to go inside the place, you know. And I found out about loyalty, really, at that moment. I mean, being loyal to somebody is huge. Respect, loyalty, trust. If you don't have those things in your life, then what are you doing? Like, those are the keys of success in life. If, like, you need a customer base, you need to be able to trust them. You need them to be loyal to you. You need them to respect you. So, I mean, regardless of anything in life, you need those fundamentals and morals, values, and principles. If you don't have the similar morals, values, and principles in life, then you seriously don't need to be fucking with that person. So, and he was very giving to me. Always, here's a gram, here's 2 grams, smoke it. And I never got paid to do it. And I didn't really care, I guess. It was more of the respect of street smarts and street respect. Being able to do that taught me something. So I was like, you know what? Cool. Something happened, some blah, blah, blah. He dipped. Maybe went to jail. I'm not sure. Prison. Who knows what happened to him. I dipped off the block later on after I started fucking with him. Probably after about 2 years. He did his own thing. But, so I'm still walking around. I'm hanging out with this clique called the Rec Laws. And we're going to studios. Going to a lot of, I guess, fucking family houses of the family, and we just doing a lot of drinking and smoking weed and rapping and hanging out, and I'm like the only white boy. There's a bunch of, it's all dark in there, but I'm the white boy, so they call me White Boy Dave. And that's how I got my tattoo on the back. That's on my back here. You guys probably can't see it. I'll have to show it to you. Maybe I'll upload it as the thumbnail. But it's my first tattoo. It says Rec Law on the back, and it's not my first tattoo, but my first as like a gang. It's not even a gang, but like a squad tattoo. And I got about 2 or 3 of my loyal guys' tats, and we're a clique. My boy Blow. We got Big Dog, we got Cash, and Smoke, and we're all chilling there. Blow was my boy. And that's who I was really rolling with, was Blow. And he was like a straight gangster. Like, when I mean gangster, like, nobody fuck with that guy. Big, stocky. He was only like 5'11", but stocky. And his arm, I mean, I'm talking about his arms were huge. His hands were hammer fists. Fuck with him. He one hit TKO, knock you out. He's did some crazy shit, and I was with these guys. That's a whole nother part. That'll be a whole different type of video cycle I'll have going once I get this channel off the ground here. Maybe get a sponsorship somehow. Show you some, the crazy shit that I did when I was in Detroit. And I mean, I'm not the toughest guy out here. I'm not the the Billy Badass of my generation or anything, but I've been through a lot of crazy situations in my short time lived so far. So anyways, it's my first video in a long time, guys, so I hope you guys enjoy my content, and I'll be uploading a lot more lately. I'm going to be doing some probably a little bit shorter videos, but I'll try to get more going as the time goes by. I've been busy trying to endeavor in my new career here. Been doing it for a year, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And it's going to be some traveling involved, a lot of training process going, and a lot of trials and tribulations and learning process. So I mean, it's not something that you can just do one time. I mean, you get better at it each time, but doing sales and driving and learning routes and learning different ways of how people are and how to respect them and trust them and believe in them and believe in yourself to do things. Sometimes it takes a while in a certain person. When you don't have those qualities to begin with, then it's even harder. It's tarnished. So I'm building myself up from square one basically at this point, and I've been a year doing that, and I've learned a lot in that time. So if I would have known some of this stuff back when these stories was going on, there probably wouldn't be a story here, guys. So anyway, so walking around the streets of Detroit, I meet this guy. We called him Howard the Duck, and he lived on my street, and I didn't meet him until a little bit later in the process. But once I start fucking with him and my girl and me, we used to go over there and just straight smoke weed, and he'd cook dinner, and we just hang out for company. He was an older cat. He's probably 72 or something. And every time I'd come over, I'd see him, he'd be fucking plastered. I mean, I'm talking about eyes. The whites of his eyes are yellow. And he'd, hey, what's going on, Dave? How's it going, Dave? And we called him Howard the Duck. Hey, you guys, Howard the Duck. And yeah, these guys, how you doing there, girl? You coming over to eat some dinner? That's how he talked. I don't know why he talked that way, but that's the way he talked. And so, and every time I'd see him, sometimes he you guys, I don't know if I'm cooking no dinner tonight. You guys can, you know where everything is. You guys can cook the dinner. And me and my girl would make some mashed potatoes, some corn, some green beans, get down on some whatever he had, some stuffing. Sometimes we had Thanksgiving meals over there without it being Thanksgiving because it was just so good. We just love it. Some country fresh chicken, breaded, get down. She knew how to cook. She got it from her mama, and she was teaching me how to cook. A little bit of soul food touch, And so, finally, after we got to know him real well and smoking weed with him, he's like, yo, David, you mind getting me a few 40s and some OE and finding me a couple rocks on the street? Now, me, I'm like, yo, I don't know shit about the streets on Rock, bro. I don't know where to get that at. He's, yo, I tell you the spot over there in Evergreen and Joy Road, and that's, that's on the, not the bad hard area. You look for the light. It'll be on. You just walk over there and knock on the door. They take care of you. So I'm like, all right, man, what do I get out of it? Shit, $50. I'm like, all right, I'll take the $50. Oh yeah, there's some weed over there. I'll give you that when you get back. I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? $50 and some weed. I mean, that ain't shit, but I'm going to get some rock. But I'm so dumb that I don't weigh out the bad and the good. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, I gotta do for my mans. So I walk up the street and I'm looking around. And I don't see this light at the corner. I'm like, what the hell? So I finally walk in a little bit and I'm like, oh, there it is. So I walk up. Now, I've never been this place ever, but it was like one of those houses where there's trees in the front. You can't see out of the front, but on the side there's a long driveway, small little garage. Garage is like the door's like up like 3/4 of the way. You can see inside, but it's shit falling everywhere. And the door is like one of those, it's got like a storm door, and it's like the bottom piece is missing, but the top piece is there. You open the door, and it's like one of those wood doors with a little flap for you put the mail slot. And you open the door, and I'm like, do I knock on it or whatever? So I go to knock on it, and its flap opens. I'm like, oh shit, who is it? I'm like, shit, new custo? He's like, what you want? I was like, an 80 ball sack? Of what? You want coke, crack, meth, weed? What you need? I'm like, 80 of crack. Be right with you. Give me the money. So I give him the money through the slot. Comes down. I don't know, about maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes later, hand comes out. Alright, have a good one, man. I'm gone. Get the fuck to stepping. Walk in and got this. I don't even look at it yet. I don't even know what it is. I just shove it in my hoodie or my pocket somewhere. Put my hood back on. I'm like, alright. Cool. Get to walking. Probably had my headphones in, so I'm just like, yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm just jamming, chilling, and probably, you know, smoking a cigarette. People probably watching me, you know, looking around. They're like, oh, shit, all right, we're going to rob that guy. You know, you never know. I have no idea. So, anyways, I get back to my mans, and he's like, shit, damn, man. You got this for 80? You ain't smoked this shit? I'm like, no, man, I don't even smoke rock. Like, what the fuck are you talking? He's like, this ain't no 80. Shit, man, it's like a 45. I was like, a 45? Like, what are you talking about, man? He's like, shit, you got ripped off, man. Pissed me off. He's smashing shit. And I'm like, yo, homie, yo, man, like, chill out. Like, let me go back over there and square things up. He's like, you gonna do that for me? I'm like, yeah, man, I'll go over there and take care of business. So I go back over there with the bag. Walk over there. Now, this time I wasn't nice this time. I didn't just flip the, you know what I'm saying? My man's like, who is it? What you want? I was like, listen. This ain't no 80 bag, bro. He's like, how long you been gone? What you mean you ain't smoking, you fucking crackhead ass motherfucker? I was like, opened up the fucking door, bro. I was like, this is not an 80 ball. You gave me a 45 sack. Now, give me the rest now. He's like, oh, you think you slick? I'm like, I don't think I'm slick. My man's that smokes crack because I don't. Told me this isn't right. So I'm coming back to handle my business. And dude was like, shit. Alright. So he opens the door and he, you know, this is the first time I see this guy. A big gorilla dude. He's standing there and he's like, you talk big for a little guy. Here. And he just drops off like probably another half rock that's probably, I don't know how to explain it. It's like that much. So anyways, he gives it to me and I pull out the bag, I stuff it back in, twist it up, put it back in my hoodie and get to stopping and yeah. Listen to my music on the way back and I get back to dude's house and he's Howard the Duck's like, yeah, shit. This is right. You got me mo. Good shit. I'm like, you know, back then, I used to go by Debo. And so, I don't go by that now. I'm Purple Lux. But, I mean, I'm Wild Stallion for my channel. I mean, but I have other little nicknames. We'll get into some of that stuff one day. But anyway, so he's like, yeah, this is right. He just grits out his little crack pipe. He's just breaking it. And he would cough. And I always thought he was going to die every time. Almost fall over in his damn chair. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, Howard, you alright, man? He's like, yeah, I'm alright. Shit. And he'd take another couple. I mean, he was fried. And so he probably, I don't know, I guess now knowing it was probably like 3-gram rock or something. It probably wasn't even a lot, but it was, I mean, to me it was a lot. I don't know shit about it. So, anyways, he'd smoke that, and I got my weed, and me and my girl sat there and made food, and he'd just sit there and smoke rock all the rest of the night until he passed out. Drink his little beers. He liked his OEs. And I didn't even get him that time. I forgot, so I had to go back to the store then. And I got his OEs, and I'll bring him back, and he was happier then. But every time we'd chill, we'd hang out for 3-4 hours. He'd smoke weed and rock and drink his beers, and me and my girl would just eat food and smoke weed and talk. And so we did that for a while, and one time I went over his house, and I saw him beating his bum's ass. We broke a bottle over his... Shit, David. Shit. You know how to get in here when I go to prison for beating his ass and stabbing him. I'm like, nah, you need to chill out, Howard. Like, don't you tell me to chill. Don't you tell me what to do, boy. And he'd get in these states where he just didn't give a fuck. And, I mean, me and my girl would just go in there and smoke weed and hang out, make sure the house was all right, until... he'd come back, and one day he just never came back. And I went in there, and I'm like, all his shit was moved out, everything. I mean, he had a safe that, that was, like, I don't know, I don't want to give it, but it was like a safe behind, like, a picture, and behind that little safe, used to always have, like, maybe $100-$200 in there, and a little, like, quarter ounce of weed or something. And it was moved, there was nothing there, the safe was wide open. I'm like, shit. My man's got ransacked. I found out later on what had happened, but I mean, I didn't know, and I went to a little stash behind the entertainment center where he kept all his money that he used to, give me for when I do transactions and hard times and whatever, and I go to his little stash spot, and the shit was gone. He used to call it his bail money. And now I see why it was bail money, but the whole entertainment center was gone. All the money, everything was missing. I'm like, shit. Telling my girl, like, fuck, we fucked up. Like, we got in some bad shit or something. But yeah, we'll get into some more stories later on. I'll let you know what more happened. I'm running out of time, so I gotta get ready to go to my mom's little happy birthday dinner and cake and ice cream and all that. So I mean, I don't have much time to have the story. We already went about 45 minutes, something like that. I don't even know, but. Appreciate everybody's help. Thank you. Keep subscribing. Wild Stallion. If you didn't subscribe. And even if you don't like it, oh well. I don't really care. I'm going to keep putting material out. Thank you guys, and peace out, brother.